Hello, welcome to day 3 of Heal for the Holidays, 5 days to awakening joyful motherhood. I hope that your wheels are starting to turn a little bit after unpacking myth number 1 yesterday, which was if I take time for myself, it means that I'm selfish. And we looked at how this myth shows up, as well as the underlying false belief that drives it. We took the first step toward pivoting away from the mistake of not investing in ourselves by planting the seeds of a deeper truth, which is that what we can offer our own children is directly proportional to how much or how little we care for ourselves. Today, we're going to move on into myth number 2, which is I don't have enough time. Okay, now before you all go into a frenzy wanting to tell me all the reasons why you don't have enough time, let me explain, because we all feel this way. There's never enough time, there's not enough hours in the day. And what that also means is that we don't have time to do the things for ourselves because, as we looked at with myth number 1, we're putting ourselves last. So if there's not enough time, we're not going to get to ourselves. The belief system underlying this myth is I'm not valuable unless I'm being productive. And whether that means I'm not a good mom unless I'm involved in the PTA, or I'm baking the perfect muffins, or I'm packing the perfect lunches, or taking my kids to every possible extracurricular activity known to man, or whether it's I'm not the good partner unless I'm attending to my partner's emotional needs all the time. Whatever it is, there is this belief in our culture, this underlying way that we relate to productivity that serves to drive the culture and serves to drive consumerism and capitalism. And it's certainly a big part of the holiday season, right? All the shopping and gift giving and all the to-dos. We have tons of things on our lists. We're trying to check them off. We're trying to be the great mom, the great partner, the good worker, and the socialite, attending parties, finding gifts, doing all the things holidays. Because of this, idle time is frowned upon, and we fill our calendars up with things that make us feel productive and therefore worthy, which further perpetuates the belief that we don't have enough time. You see how that works? So this is a really big belief system to look at and to begin to untangle and dismantle. Some of the common symptoms are overwhelm, brain fog, chronic stress, just chronically feeling like you're moving from one thing to the next and you don't even have time to breathe. The mistake that goes along with this myth and belief system is putting the wrong things first. One of my great teachers, Claire Zammit, once said, overwhelm comes from putting the wrong things first. So what are our priorities right now? What are we putting first? And is that most important? The cost of this myth is a constant lived experience of lack, of feeling not enough time, not enough resources, not enough energy. So I want to invite you to pause again. Go ahead and close your eyes and take in a nice deep breath. And as you exhale, just allowing all of your awareness, all of your attention to come back into your own body. Breathing all the way down into your hips, down into your legs, down into the soles of your feet and into the earth. And just placing your hands on your heart, sending yourself a lot of compassion as you explore this myth and how it lives within you. And see if you can first sense into what part of your body does this myth, this belief system, reside within. What part of you has this really strong sense of lack, of not enough time, not enough resources, not enough energy. Maybe it's in your shoulders, maybe it's in your belly, your legs, just noticing. And then ask yourself the question, how often do I feel like there's not enough time? And again, be really honest with yourself. How does this show up in my lived experience? Where do I fall in the spectrum of supermom? That person that's always doing all the things and striving to do more and more and more. Do you see this part of you showing up every week or every day or multiple times a day? And then just extending buckets of compassion toward yourself. This is not your fault. This is what we've been given as a generation of mothers. Just taking one last deep breath in. And as you exhale, opening your eyes. And we're going to pivot now. What can we pivot toward that is a deeper truth around this myth? And that deeper truth is, if your children don't see you slowing down, making space, and putting yourself first sometimes, then they are going to grow up to perpetuate this myth that they are only as valuable as what they can produce. And your partner is going to think that it's okay to have you put your needs last. If that's your constant practice, that's what they will come to expect from you. Okay, so we have to remember that we are human beings, we are not human doings, and that we have a value within and of ourselves, just in our beingness. And in fact, what our children want most from us is our presence, is our beingness, right? So I hope to see you live today at noon Central in the Facebook group, where we will get to interact with each other in real time. We're going to unpack this a little more and do some embodiment practices. And today's embodiment practice, to counteract this underlying push toward productivity at all times, is going to be a rest practice. So feel free to make yourself a cozy little rest nest when you come to join at noon. And another reminder about Saturday's masterclass, 4 p.m. You'll get the link the day of. It's going to be a Zoom so we can see each other's faces and interact live in person. And I'm going to share some of the ways that we can counteract these myths within our daily lives. All right. I look forward to seeing you a little bit later, and be well until then.